Alright guys, one of the biggest questions that I always see on the boards and in meetings and stuff like that is how do you resize an image for photo contests or anything like that. So basically I'm going to do it in two ways. The first way is if you're in Lightroom Classic, if you right click, and I'm actually in the develop module, okay? So I'm here, I have my photo selected. I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to export, I'm going to choose export here. This is going to bring me up to the export one file dialog. Then what we're going to do is we're going to navigate down and right here this is where everything happens. So the image format, so for photo contests you want to use JPEG. Quality, you always want to make sure that you're up to 100%. Color space, always leave that at sRGB. And then what we're going to do is that you're going to say resize to fit, and what we want to do is that you want to choose the long edge. So typically different contests will say long edge can't be more than, let's say, 1050 pixels. Leave your resolution as high as it natively is, so 240 is fine. You're not going to be enlarging it, okay, assuming that the raw file that you're working with is large enough. We're going to say export, and we have to just figure out where we want to put this. I'm going to choose a folder, specific folder here, okay. I'm going to choose on my desktop a resizing demo. We're going to call it right there, and then you can rename it if you want. I typically don't do that, and then you're going to hit export. When you export, you're going to see this dialog right here on the left hand side, okay, and then if you go out to your desktop, resizing demo, here's the image, okay, right here, and this is exactly the right size. So this has been resized to 1050 by 700, and it gives you all the data as well. So what aperture, exposure time, ISO, all of that stuff, okay. Now if you want to do this, let's say in Photoshop, okay, what you can do is right click from Lightroom, say edit in Photoshop. That's going to push the file over to the current version of Photoshop, okay, like this. And now what we're going to do is that here, okay, we're going to kind of take this, resize it a little bit, and now you can use the crop tool. So here what I can do is I can say I want this to be a specific size. So let's say I want this to be 1050 and we'll make it at let's say 700, okay, like that. So, and you always want to make sure that you have it set up to pixels, not inches, okay, because the photo contests work there. Your resolution 150 is totally fine. If I hit check mark, now if I look at this, okay, this is still a raw file, it's a NEF. What I can do is I can say file save a copy, okay, we're going to say on your computer. I'm going to go to that same folder that I was. We're going to say I think it was called resizing demo, okay, alright, and here you can save it in a number of formats, so PSD, JPEG, PDF, whatever you want. I'm going to say JPEG, okay, and it's the same exact one, so we'll call this just resize, okay, like that, make it a JPEG, hit save. You want to make sure your quality is set to 12, baseline standard is okay, and then you're done. Okay, so hopefully that answers your questions and it gives you a decent workflow of how to prepare your images for photo contests. Okay, there you go guys.